My question to you guys, what house do you belong to? Who do you rep through and through? Or what do you rep through and through? If you watched my previous videos and if you take a look next to me, I am a Gryffindor, hands down. Since I started reading the books, the movies, I identified as Gryffindor right off the bat. So this video came to mind the other night, actually. I was talking to one of my best friends, and it was so silly. I don't know if you've seen going around on Instagram, there's a whole bunch of these sorting hats. What do you call it? Like a filter. You put it on, you press the middle button, and it either sorts you into your house. There's ones that give you your wand, your Patronus. Everybody's been doing it, including myself. So it turned into this full-blown conversation with my friend the other night, and she was like, okay, a real question for you. How do you know you're Gryffindor? And I stopped for a minute and I was just like, I just am. I'm Gryffindor. And then I really started thinking about it, and I think it's because really early on, when I was introduced to the books and the movies, I identified with Gryffindor characters really easy. Neville was actually a big one for me, kind of shy and timid, a little clumsy. A lot of people didn't really take seriously, but when it came down to it and you kind of see his character evolve, Neville is a very courageous and brave person. Also, I feel like I identify with Hermione and her righteousness, and I always was considered like a goody two-shoes growing up. And then again with Harry, mainly because of the whole fitting in and a place to belong, and the fact that it seems like he would stop at nothing to do the right thing or fight for what's right, and that kind of, I was like, yeah, that ticked all the boxes to me. Gryffindor. I asked my friend, I was like, oh my god, she identifies as a Ravenclaw, by the way. She's Ravenclaw hands down, and I agree. But anyways, I was asking her, and I was like, imagine if you got accepted into Hogwarts, you walk through that great hall, you sit there, and you already, in your mind, have your house picked out. You already have a love for it, like many of us do already, and then next thing you know, you're put into an entirely different house. What would you do? What would your reaction be? And I told her, and I was like, oh my god, if I was put into something else besides Gryffindor, it's something you just have to deal with eventually, but I would be devastated. And I thought that was so funny, and I feel like majority of us will feel the same. And then I really started thinking, and she kind of brought it up to me. She was like, well, if you were put into a different house, then maybe being there, you would kind of see how you fit there, your traits would kind of come out, and you would actually start to realize, like, hey, I do belong here. And I was like, that is a good point, because when I was sitting down talking to her and she's telling me why she feels like a Ravenclaw, I was like, there's actually points of me that kind of see where I have traits that would kind of fit into any of the houses. Especially Ravenclaw. If I was a hybrid blend, I would honestly think I'm a Gryffindor / Ravenclaw. And I've been seeing that a lot too. Like, I see Slitherpuffs on Instagram in the Potterverse, Pottergram, Ravenclaw, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, people that will only follow along or be friends with people that are just of their house. And then there are people who get offended by saying they belong in another house. And I think that's what these tests were kind of doing too, because I took it. I did get Gryffindor a good amount of times, but I also did get Slytherin once, and I did get Ravenclaw. And I was like, And I just thought it was funny. It's worth talking about. So I want to know, where do you fit in? Why do you fit in that way? What would your initial response be? How do you feel about things like that? Do you think the hybrid thing is a thing? If you are one of the hybrids, do you still have a preference to which house? So let's say, like I said, I'm Gryffindor / Ravenclaw. Yeah, my preference is still Gryffindor. So I think a lot of people feel strongly about that. And I think it's kind of neat. Like, my eyes within the last couple of weeks of being in the Potter universe when it comes to social media has really like been open. There's so many things I didn't realize. The community is way bigger than I realized, and the pride is even stronger than I could have imagined. I know I have my Gryffindor pride, but it is out there, and I think it's really cool what this world created. Another part of that I did want to touch on because of talking about all of this. So those tests, just it's kind of an inside joke between me and my boyfriend. When he upsets me or annoys me, I'm like leave me alone, you Hufflepuff. No offense to any Hufflepuffs. I love Hufflepuffs as well. I think they're a great house. But it's just so funny because the minute he gets called a Hufflepuff, he gets like kind of upset because I guess in his mind, Hufflepuffs are seen as like wimpy, or I don't know. They kind of get discredited a little bit, and I'm like, that's a great topic to talk about because I think there's that misconception. Oh, if you're a Hufflepuff, you're kind of not brave, or you're a pushover, or something along those lines. And that's not true at all. Hufflepuff has great qualities, especially when it comes to fairness and loyalty and friendship, and I think that's amazing. Not to mention, Cedric was a Hufflepuff, and out of the entire school, and those who put their names in the Goblet of Fire, he is the one who was chosen. So what does that say? And then it brought me back to other misconceptions, Slytherin is a big one. They kind of get the short end of the stick too, because what ended up happening is like everybody, I feel like, or a big chunk of people, because don't get me wrong, I've been seeing lately there's a lot of people with Slytherin pride. There's still a lot of people who like associate Slytherin with just evil people, and that was part of my conversation with my friend. I'm like, yeah, I mean, there's no way that a whole house of Slytherin can just be seen as just a group of evil, horrible people. It doesn't work that way. Just like along the lines of Gryffindor, just because you're Gryffindor doesn't mean you're just this amazing person above anybody else. I mean, one pretty horrible Gryffindor was Peter Pettigrew, Wormtail. I mean, he wasn't a great character. He wasn't a great person. He was indeed still sorted into Gryffindor. So, who there is good and evil on any line. Slytherin, and I know this may spark a lot of debate, but when it comes to Snape, maybe this might have to be a whole other video. I already know that there's people that either hate Snape and there's people that love Snape. I love Snape. I love his character. I love the whole story behind it. And what he did in the end was amazing. He was Slytherin. So there's a lot of give and take there. The Snape debate. If that's something you want to talk about in another video, let me know, because that one can be endless. I don't know. It's just, it kind of, you get immersed in it so much, and what your house is supposed to represent to you as in your family, and what you guys are supposed to do together. It just gets this following, and it gets you pumped up, and I 100% feel that way too. I love Gryffindor. I will rep Gryffindor hands down. My whole idea for my videos, if you guys haven't kind of follow along with me so far, is I just want to spark conversations and get communication going with you guys. I want to build friendships and have a little fun. I will definitely be doing some unboxing videos and things like that further along, but my main goal is to kind of just build more of a sense of community and just talk with you guys sometimes, and kind of have debates or these talks about things that I think are really interesting, and I'm hoping you guys think so too. I do feel like this is going to be something that we touch base back on later on. So I'm excited to do that, especially I did ask on my Instagram. I haven't really checked it yet either. I asked on my Instagram what house do you belong to and why? And I'm so curious to see those answers, and probably in my next video I'll kind of share some of that with you guys because I think that would be fun. Right now, this video will be going up Friday. It is the end of May and I can't believe it. I hope you guys again are staying safe. Things are slowly starting to get back to a new normal, I guess. I cut my own hair in quarantine following a Brad Mondo video, which was fun. It feels so much healthier. Anyway, like the video if you do, thanks. Subscribe, that would be great. Let me know what you want to see or what you want to talk about. Comment down below. Email me. I always leave my email in the description box. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Rep your house with pride. Have respect for everybody else though. I love you guys. Till next time.